If you're thinking about leaving your corporate job, or if you've already left and feel unsure about what comes next, I hope this video resonates with you, because I've been there too. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact steps that I take if I had to change careers again after leaving corporate at 30 and spending years trying to figure it out. What I've learned is this: changing careers doesn't need to be this hard. I want to show you a simpler, clearer way to move forward without wasting years stuck in overwhelm and overthinking like I did. I started my career in corporate. When I first entered the corporate world, I was stoked. I had just graduated from uni and had come back from a 5-month backpacking trip through South America. I felt excited to start my career. It felt like I was on the right track. I was working for a great company and climbed the proverbial ladder fast. Despite that, after about 3.5 years, the cracks started to show. I had gotten a better understanding of what I enjoyed doing and realized that the path I was on was taking me in a direction that was moving away from what I wanted to do. I tried to take control of my own trajectory and steer my career towards the thing that I enjoyed and wanted long term. That was easier said than done. I realized quickly that I was following a predefined path, one that was set out by others way before I started my career. I was expected to get in line and just follow the path that was already laid out. The corporate machine expected me to churn with little room to carve out my own career path, and that didn't feel right. To make matters worse, I started to feel increasingly annoyed with the office politics to get things done. It felt so inefficient and unproductive to constantly have to jump through hoops and dodge red tape. It was exhausting. I just wanted to do my work and make things happen. Yeah, I know that was maybe a little bit naive, but was that really too much to want? Well, anyways, the entire thing felt hollow and pointless, and I knew I was in the wrong place. I knew I didn't want this. I knew I needed a change, but I had no idea how I could transfer my existing skill set to something that felt meaningful and exciting. I took personality and career assessment tests, I read career change books, I read entrepreneurial books, I jotted all my thoughts, reflection, and ideas down in a notebook. I went on job boards and LinkedIn to try and find jobs that sounded good, but none of it gave me the answers I was looking for. Everything led to a dead end. Lacking clarity, I felt more and more trapped. Eventually, my job situation had become so unbearable that I handed in my notice without a clear backup plan. Now, I do have a video in which I explain what happened in more detail, and I'll leave the link below this video in case you're curious and want to know more about that. And please forgive the poor editing and overall quality of that video. I was still very much figuring out how to do this YouTube thing. Now, leaving my steady, safe, well-paying job without having anything lined up was pretty terrifying, and I don't necessarily recommend that you do the same. It took me a long time. I'm talking years to re-establish myself professionally. I was stuck in limbo trying to figure out what I wanted to do for years before things shifted. Ironically, that shift happened when I stopped trying to figure everything out in my head and started taking action. I stopped waiting for answers or clarity and started anyhow before I had figured out and long before I felt ready. Having gone through this entire process though, and being able to look back on it now, here's exactly what I'd do if I had to change careers again. I'd start with a rough idea of the direction that I want to head in. This could be a topic that I'm interested in, type of role that speaks to me, or an industry that I'm drawn to. Not because I already have experience in this area, but because I am interested in it. At this stage, it's interest that counts, not knowledge or experience. Now, if you're not sure on the direction that you want to head in, I highly recommend that you watch out this video in which I take you through a structured brainstorm to generate ideas for potential new career paths. You can find the link below this video. It's one of the exercises I use with students inside my course, Pivot Like a Pro, and I've made it available for free in an adapted way, an adapted version, because it's such a helpful step. You can find the link below this video. The second thing I would do is gather knowledge. I would sign up for a course. I would attend an online or offline workshop. I would find or create real-world situations in which I could apply what I'm learning. Actually, I'm curious, if you're already exploring a new space, what's one thing that you have done or plan to do to gather knowledge? Leave a quick comment below and let me know. I would love to hear how you're approaching it. Or if you're not sure yet, just drop a star to say this resonated. The next thing I do is document what I'm learning. What confused me at first? What surprised me? What clicked? What stands out? Then the next thing I would do is I would share what I'm learning publicly. I would start probably once every other week, then increase as I become more skilled and knowledgeable. Not aiming for perfection, just pushing myself to show up, to grow and shape and deepen my understanding, to become more knowledgeable. I would do a LinkedIn post or an Instagram reel or a Reddit comment or a medium.com post. I would share a lesson, an opinion, a story, not to show how much I know, but to signal that I belong in this space. Now, finally, I would engage with people who are talking about the same topic, about the same thing. Not to ask for a job, not to ask for a favor, but to expand my network in the area that I want to play in. Then rinse and repeat, because that's how you re-establish yourself in a new industry. Not by waiting for permission, not by waiting to have everything figured out, but by learning and sharing what you learn, by showing up with authenticity. The lesson: start doing things before you're ready. Start showing up long before you feel ready to back yourself. Start taking imperfect action. You don't need clarity, credibility, or experience to change careers. You create clarity, credibility, and experience by changing careers. What you need is momentum. And if you like a little bit of help with that, I've put together a free career rebuild starter kit. It's a collection of simple, practical tools to help you take these first few steps I talked about in this video, from choosing a direction to starting to share your thinking publicly. You can grab it below. It's completely free, and I hope it gives you the confidence to start even if you're not 100% ready. So if you're feeling stuck, know that there's a way out, and it starts with action, not analyzing your options. So stop waiting until you have it all figured out. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop waiting until you are ready. Start with a rough idea of the direction that you want to head in, then gather knowledge, then document what you're learning, share it publicly, and engage with people who are talking about the same thing. There you have it. So if you found this video helpful, it would mean a lot if you gave it a like and subscribed. I share practical strategies for rebuilding a career that actually feels aligned. And if you want to dive deeper into this process, I really recommend this next video here, in which I break down the two types of people I've been seeing when it comes to finding work you love, and why one of these types gets stuck far more often than the other. If you're still figuring out what your thing is, I think it'll be really helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there.